All right, we're going to be talking about cutoffs and relays, but before we get to that, there's something very important that we need to talk about, and that's being vocal and making sure as a team that we all understand what each other is trying to tell us. For example, when we're doing cutoffs and we want the throw to go to second base, my team, we always use 2-2-2, 1-1-1, 3-3-3, and 4-4-4 for home. You know, it's universal, everybody understands it, and it's quick, short, and simple, and we can get the job done efficiently and not make mistakes. Sam, what does your team like to use?
Well, I've been on a couple of different teams, Mike, that we used 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4 for home, you know, but I've been on clubs that use first, second, and then they yell home. It really doesn't matter. It's, whatever the manager of the team, the coach of the team, if he chooses to use that, as long as the whole ball club uses it and is comfortable with it, I think that's really where we're trying to get. But for practical purposes today, we're going to use what your team, and what I've done it also. So we obviously know that this is first base, that's second, that's third, and that's home. So we labeled them 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if we had to make a cut and relay, we would be yelling these numbers. And if the player heard 2-2-2, he would be going to second base. 3-3 would be going to third. So those are the things we want to talk about now. We're going to use those situations for our practical purposes now. Let's talk a little bit about the relay man and the trail man. All right. So the relay man is the guy that's going to go out into the gaps. So we set a ball that went into right center, right, Mike?
Yep.
Right center. The second baseman is usually going out. He's what we call the relay man. All right, so he's going to come into this position. The one thing you're going to see, I don't know how you believed this before, I always like to see my relay man make this guy make the long throw, this guy, the relay guy, make the shorter throw. So if we get out here too far and he makes this guy's not going to be able to make that throw good enough, strong enough, and accurate enough. So we like to have a little bit of distance, and then we said maybe there's a play at third base, right, Mike? So our second baseman will get in line with the center fielder. You moved your shortstop in line, and as you can see, Mike, you already have a straight line for our relay. Now the trail man is this guy. What's his responsibility?
His responsibility as a trail man is to make sure that the relay man is lined up in between the fielder that has the ball and the intended base that they're trying to go to.
So if this guy was over like this, what would your trail man be yelling to him?
He'd be yelling left, left, left.
So he would be yelling left, left, so he'd go like this, and then you'd say...
Good, right there.
You'd be yelling good, 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 right? Very good. So if he's over here, lined up to third, you would be telling him...
Right.
And he'd
right
move
there
to get in line, and then he'd stop him. Exactly. Very good. So now that we have that set up, here comes the relay throw. It's over his head. What happens?
The ball's over his head. The trail man is going to tell him to let it go. And if the ball is over the relay man's head, the trail man's going to be right there to catch it in a good position. Whereas the relay man would have to jump very high to get it. The trail man's going to catch that throw right in his chest. It's going to be more of a quicker, smoother relay.
Exactly. You don't want this man jumping up in the air and trying to come down and get set and make a good, accurate throw. So now, here comes the throw. It's going to short hop him. It's going to be a tough play for this guy to catch and have a smooth transition on a relay throw. So what happens then?
Once again, the short hop is not our friend in relays, so what we're going to do is tell him to let it go as the trail man, and that short hop is going to turn into a long hop, a nice hop somewhere in the waist area, hopefully, that the trail man is going to be able to field and get onto the intended base.
So we have a base runner that hit this ball, and he's heading around towards third. Here comes the relay into him. What is he yelling to him?
3, 3, 3.
So he's going to turn. He's yelling to him because he's his eyes and ears. This guy is trying, the relay guy is trying to get in position and out, watching the center fielder as much as he can. So this guy's kind of telling him what to do. So he's going to say, just like Mike said, 3, 3, 3. He doesn't have to take a peek over his shoulder. He knows where it's at. And he wheels and fires 3. So that's where the runner will be heading. The relay throw will come to that position. So that's basically what our voice commands are as far as 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then who says what and lining left and right and getting in the proper order. So if we do all that right, we should be able to make the next best thing we can do is what? Make a good throw?
Make a good throw. Remember, the number one rule in the double cut or the relay man and trail man scenario is a long hop or no hop at all. We don't want short hops, and we don't want to leave our feet when trying to make that relay happen.
Now this thing changes, see? This comes all the way back into the middle of the infield. The same thing happens. There could be a right fielder, like we're going to talk about in the cutoffs and relays, where he gets a base hit, and we're going to have to try to throw to third base. So the shortstop's going to come in like this. The third baseman is now what?
He's the intended...
He's the vocal guy,
yes.
right? Telling this guy left, left, right, right. And so that he gets in line. All right? And then if this guy says to him to cut, what does cut mean?
Cut. We're just going to catch the ball and hold it and look and reevaluate the situation. We're not going to go through with the play to the intended base.
So if he says 2-2-2, it goes where?
It goes right to second base. He's going to cut and give the ball up to second base right away.
Now let's assume that this throw is on target, heading towards third. The third baseman doesn't want anyone to mess with the ball. What does he say?
He doesn't say anything at all. If you don't hear anything, that means the ball is coming through on a good path. Just let it go through, because the third baseman in this particular situation has got a good throw coming his way, and he doesn't want anybody to mess it up.
So he's going to say nothing if it's coming through. If he says cut, we're going to catch it and just watch and see what's going on. If he yells a number, that's the base we cut and go to. And that goes all the way. That can be the first baseman has to come in here. The catcher lines him up, moves him back and forth, and says the same thing to him. Now, one of the key things, Mike, that you see happen 100 times. First baseman is in line. He knows he's in line. And all of a sudden, the ball is thrown way off the mark, and the catcher doesn't say anything. It is now the first baseman's responsibility to say, I got to go catch that ball, don't I?
Right. You know, the catcher may not be able to think on his feet that quickly. If you can judge that the ball is going to be way offline, we're talking 10, 15 feet offline, use your best judgment, go ahead and cut that ball, reevaluate the situation, and make sure that you get the ball the right place.
You know, and that's going to happen where there could be a late, you know, a lot of guys we talk about in the outfield have really good, strong arms, and at the very end, the ball cuts or tails. And when the catcher says, you know, let it go or to relay it someplace, he doesn't see it right at the very end where the first baseman is closer or the third baseman is closer. It's then their responsibility to go ahead and make the play in judgment yourself and get the guy out. So it's going to change as we go around. We got the relay man going out long, the trail man behind him. They're all setting up. And when we get into our cutoffs and relays, if we do that right, the chances of us of completing a good, successful relay is going to be very good.